Hi, this is the Canadian witch. Tonight it's not something about witchcraft or magic or anything else that I wanted to talk. It's more a rant. I had a terrible day today. I normally don't talk about those days because pretty much nobody wants to hear about people's bad days. We prefer to hear about the better days. But I just need to get this out. As some people knows, I work in a firm doing interviews on the phone. I do surveys, and it's as much as it's a good job, it's well paid. There's it's a fun job most of the time, but the biggest issues aren't from the job itself. It's mostly from the people who we call that makes it like if it's a good day or a bad day. I I've been working today on two projects that I don't like. One that I hate totally, and but at least I only worked 3 hours on that one, and then I changed. But it was a bad start of day already, and then they changed me to the other project for the rest of the night, and it went so bad. People were mean. God, they were the type of people that you don't want to hear on the phone. And it ended up that I started to cry after a call. It was like 3, 4 calls almost in a row that people were just, I don't even have words for that type of people. But I I ended up closing my call and I just burst crying. I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to take some time, cry, take tissues and all, and I was crying, 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 trying to calm myself down. It's just a job. You do your job. People are mean, but you do your job. But it's the sad part of the job when people are assholes on the phone. The thing is that what I don't get is, I don't know, me when I receive calls for surveys or something like that, usually I am very polite, even if I don't feel like answering their questions. I'll usually ask how long it lasts, or if I'm really busy, I'll tell them, listen, I'm busy, call another time. It's not the right time. And but I stay polite. I stay like the kind of people that you don't mind talking to on the phone when you know that job. And that's even from since way before I start working on surveys. I am a polite person and that cares for others. So the the fact that you stumble over some people that they are so mean, rude, they call you names, they get angry for nothing. They already started to answer questions and then they get insane and they become something that you wish you never had to hear on a phone or in your face. And most of the time, the way that they talk to you on a phone is not how they would behave if you were right in front of them. So, I don't understand. How can people be so mean to others that are just doing their job. It's a legit job, it's a real job. I know it's not always fun to answer surveys. Not all surveys are fun either. Me, myself, I see the type of surveys we have to do, and I'd say half and half. A good half is really cool, the other half is not so cool. And in the cool ones, you get those that we call the candy, the candy project. They are the ones that are really easy. They're fun to answer. It doesn't take too long to answer either. And so that's the type of project that you just love when you see that you're gonna work on that day. It brights up your day knowing that it's gonna go well. And it's rare that it goes wrong with that one. But I feel like people has a lack of compassion and empathy toward the people that are calling, that are working. I don't know. It's like I had the call one day that the person, you could see that he wasn't feeling too well about the call. It was about gambling issues, and he had gambling issues, and I won't say more than that. But it affected me on the side of the phone. Sorry. It attacked me in a way that I felt really, really, really bad. My empathy block wasn't ready to be made, and it caught me off guard, and that was really hard. But usually, it's the type of emotions that I can still deal with because it's empathy, but without any forced parts on their side. But when it's the people that are so mean and rude and being told jerks, and I got called so many names and talked in ways that if their mama was still alive, they would have got their butt whipped and whipped and whipped and eat soup and all. So that gives me an idea of the type of people that sometimes I get to talk to on a phone. So if there's a question that I can ask that you could answer in the comments or do a video response, well, first, if you work in a similar type of job that you get in contact with people, not directly, like on a phone, like me, how do you deal with those hard days where people are just so fucking mean? And to those of you who don't work in that type of job, when you get phone calls for like surveys, studies, how do you react to that? Do you, as pagans and Wiccans, as you're mostly the people that are watching my videos, how could I say that? Do you think that the empathy side of you would keep you from being mean and being a total jerk to the person that is doing their job? Hey, ouch, kitty. No. Yeah, and what did I wanted to ask? So yeah, just leave a comment, say what you think about the calls that you receive, how you behave to that, how it, like if there's something that keeps you from being mean, are you mean on the telephone with those people? How do you react? What makes you either a good or a bad person on the phone? I can understand if you're having a bad day and that someone calls and they're just not lucky to call on that time, and that you get a bit mean. But like I talk like really mean and calling you names, and at the point that they're gonna cry. Like they won't cry on the phone when they are on the phone with you, but as soon as they hang up, it's possible that they're gonna cry. I did cry for like 10, at least 10 minutes after the big calls that I had. And one of my chiefs contacted me and said what's wrong, and then I started to tell her, and I started to cry again, and I feel like I want to cry again. It wasn't a good day. And she ended up changing my project against the candy project, the easy one, so I could breathe and finish the day in a better way. So she said, we're there for that. When you have issues, don't take it all in yourself. Come talk to us. But like stubborn people like me, you like to try to get over it yourself. But that time it was just too much. I exploded. I cried, and I feel for all the people that does that kind of job, no matter where it is in the world. I It's something that I think people should think about when you do business with someone like that who does telephone work, that has to call. I know it's not always good days, but if I could give hints, is if you're having a bad day, don't throw it at a person on the phone. They're trying to do their job too. They try to be the best that they can. They can be stressed and all, but it's not up to you to put your bad emotions and hand it up to the person on the other side of the phone just because you don't see them. It's not a reason to give them that. It's too much. It's hard to handle. I left my old job that I was selling insurance by phone, and then that was insane. I lasted like 2 months over there, and I left there crying and said I'm never gonna get back there again. There's no way I'm doing the insurance by phone. It's gonna drive me crazy. I was like on the verge of a depression at that time. I was like, hell no. At the survey place, it's much better because you do actually have a team behind you that are ready to help you when you don't feel good. When you get clients like that, that is hard. Instead of just keeping it inside and feeling miserable, they're there to talk to you, calm you down, change project if needed. But if people were able to behave correctly with the people on the phone that works, it would give us all a good, better day. What is it to answer a survey that takes 5 to 10 minutes. If you have the time, we don't ask people to stop doing their laundry, and I have people sometimes that they're cooking, they're washing dishes, they're doing their chores in the house at the same time they answer, and they are happy still to answer as long as we let them do their job at the same time. So it's yeah, so I I get lost in all my head that is so mixed up from the night I had. It felt good to be changed the project at the end of the night to finish my night. It kept me from stopping crying, and I was able to breathe and smile and be even able to laugh with people on the phone. So please, people, just be nicer to the people. Even if you don't see them, the people on the phone also have a heart. They have emotions. They have feelings. And when everybody is mean to them, that's when you break the people. It becomes much harder to do your job completely. Like if you stress the person that go faster, no, it's not fast enough, and you don't even listen to what the people say, and then we have to repeat, and then after you get another person that is just mean and calls you name, and then the next person that you get may be sweet, but then after you get 2 3 other calls of assholes. So it's not it's not easy doing that job, and I don't know if it's gonna open some eyes. Maybe you will recognize yourself as the mean one or the nice person that feels for the other person on the phone, or maybe you're the person working on the phone. So I'm sorry, that was my rant of the night. I never do rants, but it was really needed. If you didn't like it, well, that's okay. But feel free to leave messages, video response about your stories. Take care, blessed be. Bye.